Stop what you're doing for just a second and look down at your fingernails. Go ahead, really look, because hidden in plain sight on the tips of your own fingers may be quiet clues about what's happening inside your entire body. Your nails can hint at your circulation, your nutrition, your lungs, your liver, even your heart, and most people never give them a second glance. Now, before we start, let me set your mind at ease, because this is important. The great majority of nail changes are completely harmless, just the result of aging, dryness, or a small bump you've forgotten about. So this isn't a video to scare you. It's a video to make you a smarter, calmer reader of your own body, so you know the handful of signs that are genuinely worth a conversation with your doctor, and the many that aren't. This is part of our What Your Body Reveals series here at Build After 50, where we read the everyday clues your body offers. Today, it's your nails. 7 signs to look for, what each one can mean, and most importantly, which ones deserve attention. So stay with me to the end, because there's one nail change you should never ignore, the single most important one on this list, and I'll make absolutely sure you know what it is. First, a quick picture so this all makes sense. Your nails grow slowly, a little each day, from a root tucked under your skin. Because they grow so steadily, they end up keeping a kind of record of your health over the past several months, almost like the rings of a tree. And because they need a good blood supply and the right nutrients to grow well, anything affecting your circulation or nutrition can leave its mark on the nail. So when you read your nails, you're reading a slow diary of your inner health. Let's go through the 7 signs. Quick favor before we dive in. If you're already looking down at your hands, tap that like button. It tells me to make more of these body reading videos for adults over 60. And as we go, see how many of these you can spot on your own nails. All right, let's get into it. The first sign is ridges, and this one reassures most people. We'll call it the lines of time. Run your finger over your nail. Do you feel raised lines running lengthwise from the base to the tip? Those vertical ridges are extremely common with age and are almost always completely harmless, just a normal part of getting older. But there's a different kind to know about. Ridges that run sideways across the nail, called Bowes lines, can mark a time when nail growth paused, often due to an illness, high fever, or a nutritional issue. In plain terms, up and down ridges are usually just age, while deep side-to-side ridges can be worth mentioning. So the direction is the whole story. The second sign is the shape of the nail, and it's a clever clue. We'll call it the spoon. Look at your nail from the side. Normally, it curves gently downward, but if it dips upward at the edges, scooped out like a little spoon that could hold a drop of water, that shape can be a sign of iron deficiency anemia, and sometimes thyroid issues. In plain terms, a spoon-shaped nail can hint that your body is low on iron. The good news is that this is easily checked with a simple blood test, so it's a useful thing to point out to your doctor. The third sign is color, specifically pale nails. We'll call it the fading pink. Press gently on your nail and let go. It should look pink and healthy, thanks to the blood flowing underneath. But if your nails look consistently pale, white, or washed out, that can be a sign of anemia, or sometimes of liver or other issues. In plain terms, nails that have lost their healthy pink may reflect what's happening in your blood. Pair this with the spoon shape, and it's another nudge toward getting your iron levels checked. The fourth sign is one many older adults notice: yellowing. We'll call it the yellow tinge. The most common reason for yellow, thickened nails, especially on the toes, is a simple fungal infection, which is very common and very treatable. Less often, persistently yellow nails can be associated with respiratory or thyroid conditions. In plain terms, yellow nails are usually just a fungus, occasionally something more. So it's worth a mention, but rarely a cause for alarm. Stay with me, because the fifth sign is one doctors take seriously. We'll call it the clubbing. This is when the fingertips gradually become enlarged and rounded, and the nails curve down over them, like the back of a spoon turned over. It develops slowly, over months or years. In plain terms, the fingertips swell, and the nails wrap around them. Clubbing matters because it can be associated with lung, heart, or digestive conditions, so it's one to bring to your doctor for a proper look. It's uncommon, but worth knowing. The sixth sign is the one I promised you must never ignore, so please pay close attention here. We'll call it the dark streak. If you notice a new dark brown or black streak or line running lengthwise under a nail, especially if it's new, changing, getting wider, or appears on just one nail, do not ignore it. While dark lines can have harmless causes, a new or changing dark streak can occasionally be a sign of a serious skin cancer called melanoma, which can form under the nail. In plain terms, a new dark stripe under a single nail is the one sign here that always deserves a prompt visit to your doctor. Better to have it checked and be reassured. And the seventh sign is brittle, splitting nails, along with a myth I want to bust. We'll call it the crumbling edge. Nails that are dry, brittle, peeling, or splitting are very common with age, often just from dryness or frequent hand washing, and sometimes from thyroid issues or nutritional gaps. And here's the myth. Those little white spots people get, they are almost always just from minor bumps to the nail. And despite what you may have heard, they are not a sign of calcium deficiency. In plain terms, brittle nails are usually about dryness, and white spots are usually nothing at all, so you can cross that worry off your list. So let's bring it together. Your nails can hint at your health through ridges, with up and down lines being normal and side-to-side ones worth noting, through a spoon shape, suggesting low iron, through pale color, suggesting anemia, through yellowing, usually meaning fungus, through clubbing that deserves a check, through a dark streak that always deserves a check, and through brittleness that's usually just dryness. 7 signs, and notice how few of them are truly alarming. Here's your simple takeaway. Most nail changes are harmless and don't need a thing, but take a moment now and then to actually look at your nails in good light. If you spot a new dark streak under one nail, get it checked promptly. And if you notice spoon shapes, persistent paleness, deep crosswise ridges, or clubbing, simply mention them at your next doctor's visit, because they can point to things that are easily tested and treated. Reading your own body is a quiet kind of wisdom. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what did you find when you looked at your nails just now? Anything surprising? And was the white spot myth something you'd always believed? Be honest, because your answer might help someone else reading look a little closer too. We read every comment here at Build After 50, and your questions often become our next videos. And before you go, if you enjoyed this, the next one in our What Your Body Reveals series is right here. It's all about what your tongue can reveal about your health, and it's every bit as eye-opening. Go watch it next. If you're new here, Build After 50 publishes research-based health videos every week, made specifically for adults over 50 who want to stay sharp, healthy, and independent. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss one. One important note before we close. Everything we share here at Build After 50 is for educational purposes only. It's grounded in research, but it is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Nail changes can have many causes, and only a doctor who examines you can tell you what's behind yours. So please, take anything that concerns you, especially a new dark streak, to your doctor. They know your situation better than any video ever could. Here's the thought I'll leave you with. Your body is always quietly talking to you, even at the very tips of your fingers. Learning to listen without fear, just with attention, is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. Knowledge is your first line of defense, and you just added to yours. This is Build After 50. Keep building.